Namaskar, respected scholars, distinguished guests, faculty members, students, and friends. I am happy to welcome you all to the Merry Campus for this intellectually enriching interaction centered on the MANAS epic, one of the greatest epics of the world and a priceless cultural heritage of Kyrgyz people. Today's discussion assumes special significance as we focus on the Hindi edition of the Manas epic, which makes this monumental work accessible to a large number of Hindi-knowing people and strengthen cultural and civilizational dialogue between India and Kyrgyz Republic. I am honored to be in conversation with Professor Hemchand Pandeji, a distinguished scholar and academician. He was Dean of the School of Language, Literature and Culture Studies, Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. Professor Pandey was also chairman of the Center for Russian Studies at the School of Language, Literature and Culture Studies at JNU. Professor Pandey's lifelong engagement with language, literature, and cross-cultural studies lends deep scholarly value to this discussion. The Manas epic is not merely a literary text. It is a comprehensive reflection of Kyrgyz culture, social structure, historical memory, and ethical values, their struggle and challenges. In many ways, it resonates with the great Indian epics such as Ramayana and Mahabharata. Like these epics, Manas transcends time. It offers moral guidance, social wisdom, and philosophical insights that remain relevant not only to ancient societies but also to contemporary times. Its emphasis on values such as courage, justice, collective identity, and moral responsibility provides meaningful lessons for today's social systems and even for understanding international relations and cultural diplomacy. I feel honored to be part of this endeavor, which leads to translation and publication of Hindi edition of Manas epic. I have contributed not only a foreword to this Hindi edition of the Manas epic, but also in translation process. This endeavor is aimed at making value additions to the academic and cultural bridge between India and Kyrgyz Republic. It's very heartening to note that we have a special message from His Excellency Japarov, President of the Kyrgyz Republic, which the civilizational importance of this publication. This reflects the shared commitment for promoting mutual understanding through literature and culture. At this juncture, I would like to formally invite Professor Hemchand Pandeji to share his insights on the Manas epic, its narrative structure, cultural symbolism, challenges of translation in Hindi language, and its relevance for Hindi readers. I look forward to an engaging and enlightening conversation that will deepen our appreciation of Manas epic and its place in comparative literature and cultural studies. With these opening words, may I now request Professor Pandeji to tell us that what is his observations about Manas epic. As I understand, sir, there are three sections. Section 1 deals with the birth of Manas, his life, his struggle and challenges. Section 2 deals with his son, Simitei, and his struggles, and about the Kyrgyz society and culture. And the last section deals with his Manas grandson and Simitei's son, Seitek. So, over to you for your introductory remarks about the Manas epic.
Thank you, Professor Ramakant Dwivedi. At first, I feel honored that I have been asked to speak about my experiences of translating Manas and tell about the whole epic in short. I also thank India Central Asia Foundation, which asked me to translate this work into Hindi. This is very important. So far as Manas is concerned, it is an oral epic, living epic. Most of the time we compare it with Mahabharata or other epics. It's a living epic in the sense that it is read out before the public, like Ala Udal, as in Bundelkhand. So it is different from Mahabharata in this respect. This epic is part of Kyrgyz culture, Kyrgyz society, Kyrgyz everyday society. The main theme of this work is unification of various tribes of Kyrgyzstan, which got separated and were evicted from their motherland. These tribes are 40 in number, which is reflected in the flag of Kyrgyzstan. These rays which encircle outside the circle, they depict the 40 tribes of Kyrgyzstan, Kyrgyz people. They were separated, they were displaced from their land, and they were fighting with each other. They were displaced to somewhere in Altai from Kyrgyzstan. Now, Manas and his father took pledge that they will try to reunite the tribes and capture their land from where they have been evicted. Before Manas, there were several generations of this family. It is not the only Manas. Before that, his father, Jakib. Then there are, when the second chapter starts with the names of so many families, about 15 generations. There were 15 generations before Manas. So Manas was brought up as a brave man who will unite the tribes. First, his father was worried. His father had no son. There was no son. So there is a custom there. If the first wife is not able to give birth to a son, they bring another wife. And for this, there are separate terms in Kyrgyz language, which I have not translated, which I have used as they are, by explaining first wife. Transliteration. First wife, second wife. So the father was worried, I am getting old, and what will happen to my kingdom, and there is no one to take over. Then his first wife suggested, you bring one more. Maybe she will give birth to a son. This way, and they, both the wives lived friendly. There was no jealousy among them. They helped each other. This is how this birth of Manas takes place. Ultimately, a son is born. Now, who is Manas? Manas is not a typical Kyrgyz name. There is no other Manas. I may add here, which I should have told later on. Manas is so much respected in Kyrgyzstan that there is no other Manas in Kyrgyzstan. They don't use this name. We use names of Ram, Krishna, Vishnu, Shiv. They say there is only one Manas. There is no other Manas. So nobody uses this as a name for his son. So this Manas was born, and his task was to unite the Kyrgyz tribes.
Thank you, sir. Before we proceed further, may I just show that there was I have read about Manas before getting involved in this project. I have visited Kyrgyz Republic, the various part of Kyrgyz Republic, and interacted with the Diplomatic Academy of Kyrgyz Republic and published 2 books on Kyrgyz Republic. There was deep in my heart that we need to bring before the Indian people, before the Hindi readers, about the Kyrgyz society, culture, civilization. So in one of the meetings with the former chairman of the Indian Council of Cultural Relations, we were discussing, and I proposed this idea that let's translate this in Hindi language. It started It took some time, and finally, I'm grateful to Pandeyji that I went to him and we started this work. And this is how this epic in Hindi language was produced and published. It's 350 pages. May I share with you, friends, that we cried twice. In this epic, there are certain developments when Manas is about to die and he is handing over his reign to his friends. That is very emotional scene. There are two more scenes, and this all happened at the residence of Professor Pandey. We were going line by line. And believe me, you will find this very interesting. It's not only about the courage, convictions, commitment, sincerity, dedications, struggle, and challenges, but this is about the human relations. This is about the philosophy, the hero, the Manas is about to say goodbye to the world and what he's telling his friends. So, I have just given the vivid description, as we have been, I think, more than 20 sittings at your place to conceptualize, to prepare the frameworks. Now tell us, there are 3 sections. Tell us more about the first section, which is about Manas' life, his struggle, deception, and how he overcame those deception. Tell us something about that.
From the very beginning, Manas grew as a very brave child. He was a very good horse rider. He was very good at wielding swords, and he used to play like that. And some of his people surrounding him think he is a very naughty boy. But from the very beginning, he was like that. He liked such things only: horse riding, doing fighting with his friends. But these qualities later on made him what he became later, a very brave man. And his first task was to unite the Kyrgyz tribes. He instilled in them.
That's very important aspect, sir, because even that remains relevant today. That he was instrumental in mobilizing and ensuring that all the Kyrgyz tribes are together in their struggle to protect, to promote their culture, their land.
Yeah, I fully agree with you, Professor Ramakant. So this is how. Then there are different stories intertwined in the book, which is a different topic, because there are how he learned horse riding, how he understood his history, how because of deception, since Kyrgyz tribes were thrown out of their motherland, the beauty of the Kyrgyzstan, their beautiful what we call meadows. There are very beautiful meadows for which there is a separate search, Jailo. Similarly, in our languages also, in hilly areas, there is a separate word. In Garhwali, it is Bugyal. Otherwise, in Hindi, we say Charaga. But that the concept of Jailo or Bugyal is different, where for miles together you see greenland, where the sheep go in search of their food. So these are. So this is not only an epic of bravery. This is also an epic of beauty. And the word which we used, emotional, that was coming to my mind also. The scene of his death is very emotional because he was deceived. He used to go for his prayer alone without any guards. At that time, somebody deceived him and he was killed there. But before taking his last breath, he advised his wife how to fight further.
Kankei, if I'm right.
Nikkei, yes. And then, unfortunately, he was not allowed to see his son, That is also there. Because if he would see his son, the son may not survive. Then the wife also, after his death, goes to Bukhara with his mother-in-law and with his child. 40 days, it took them 40 days to reach Bukhara, to save the child and to take revenge against his enemies. This is very touching scene, all these things, a description of all these.
His conversation with his wife Kankei and his very good companion Almabet and his teacher, mentor, who keeps on advising him how to navigate in difficult times and how to move forward in terms of ensuring safety, security, peace for his people. That's very interesting.
That's also described very beautifully, and how he leads them. How sometimes the soldiers start cursing him, why you are taking a we have to walk so many miles. Even the horses have got tired. They are not able to move. All this is described in detail in the epic Manas.
Tell us something about the conversation between Manas and his companion Almabet, sir.
Yes.
Or his conversation with his wife Kankei.
That is also very touching, because as I said earlier, Kanikei wanted to, she was very eager to show the son born to her, to the father. But father himself says that I cannot see, because if I see him, he may die. This is very. Then Almanbet also, he takes all his men, the soldiers, I will say, all his men to next place. They were thrown out by the, as per this book, Chinese people. Who are they Chinese? We don't know. But the name Peiqing also occurs in this book. And it is also mentioned that there are thousands of people seen. So all this description matches with the China. But in terms of difference, distance from Kyrgyzstan to China, it is not so near. But perhaps it matches. But in the story, certain things cannot be proved factually. But it may be true that some place in China where they went to take revenge. And there was one more person, Almalbet, who was actually leading the troops, but he was with the Chinese. But this also they overcame, and finally they were able to return to their motherland.
While going through this epic, I found there is all three generations. Manas, his son Semte, and his grandson Seite. Repeatedly they were deceived.
Yes.
And they were posed very difficult challenges to continue their life, to live peacefully with their tribes, with their people. Why it is so? Why? Was it that the Kyrgyz, they were attracting the invaders so much? And if so, then why?
One reason is within them there were some deceptors who sided with the enemy. This is also there in the Manas. Then this is a reality of life, because this life is not so smooth. Similarly, for these people also, it was not so smooth. So essentially, this is a epic of bravery. And there are other also वीर गाथा
जिसको हम हिंदी में कहते हैं, we call it वीर रस या वीर गाथा.
That is why I have called it in Hindi translation वीर गाथा, Kyrgyz वीर गाथा. Right. And then there are also elements of folklore. There are elements of good metaphor, very good metaphor, similes, folklore, then certain imaginary things. Wife turns into a bird to come to his grave, like that. All these things are there. Then there is a reference to eagle also. So there are so many interesting things which require a different approach to analyze this whole work.
If we start right from the first chapter is Katha Aramb in
Yeah.
Hindi, and then Aluke Khan attacked Kyrgyz people.
And here you see all the dynasties where
That's right. Now,
about
Aluke Khan,
15 dynasties.
15 times. Aluke Khan is the one who starts this, attacking Kyrgyz people. So their first struggle, as mentioned in this book. And then Manas is also known as Batir.
Ah,
Batir. So that means his birth. And so why this Batir is a Kyrgyz name?
yeah, Batir means brave person, Bahadur, similar
Okay.
to Bahadur. So I have to use the word Batir also. I have not used the word Bahadur, explained in one place, otherwise, because it has different connotations. They come exactly if you say, I will give you an example of Ganga Jal or Ganga ka Pani. Literally, both are same, but Ganga Jal has a different connotation. So you cannot replace Ganga Jal with
It is sacred. It's Pavitra.
Ganga ka Pani. So literally, their literal meaning is same, but you cannot replace one word with another.
Okay. There is a mention of Bak Dolyot. Who is she, sir? She is the
She is the, I think, is the mother of Manas.
Manas.
Acha, Manas, even about the Manas also there are different. What is the meaning of Manas?
Manas.
Manas. We have Ramcharit Manas, that is different. Manas, because there is no name like that in Kyrgyz language. So some people interpret it as combination of three religions. Ma for Muhammad, Na for Nuh, Sa they have connected it with Buddhism. So it is a combination of three meanings or three religions, Muslim, Christian and Buddhism, because Kyrgyz people before accepting Islam, they were all Buddhists. And there are references in this book where they address the sky, Koke Tengir. For sky, they use the word Koke Tengir, Pavitra Akash. Whenever there is some problem, they request. Similarly, Manas also before dying addresses Koke Tengir. This is very important for those who are studying this epic Manas.
Sir, there's a Che Irdi, the one prayer
Acha.
by her. What is, tell us something about this?
I will.
Che Irdi,
Mother of.
Che Irdi Dwara Pratna, which means she is praying and then the birth takes place. Che Irdi ki, and then she entertains, she is पालन पोषण जिसको हम कहते हैं Manas का वो करती है।
Manas mother, na, who gave birth to finally,
जी
because first of all, father was worried. I am getting old and I am no one to inherit my kingdom. Then he brings Tokol, second wife.
And then we found this mention of Neskara. There is a attack on Neskara, and by the Manchur. You can throw some light on this.
These are the people, Manchurs and Chinese, as it is mentioned there, who attacked Kyrgyz people in their land and occupied it. And they were forced to flee. So they come to Altai region of Russia and Siberia.
We also find the mention of, sir, we also find the mention of Nogoi, the flag of Nogoi. There is a mention of that in this book.
Nogoi Khan.
And then Manas Manas meets the Koshoi and Bakai.
Uh-huh.
These are the two persons he meets. I mean, in his life, uh, these meetings are very important
Yes, yes.
to evolve and to mobilize support to fight against the invaders and the intruders.
Acha. This is also important, and also when they are victorious or when there is some auspicious event takes place, there is a big
Feast.
party, so big feast. That also there are also various
There is
scenes
a
of feast.
Tekes Khan, the victory on the Tekes Khan. There is a
Then they invite all the even those who are their adversaries to these feasts, and they prepare meat of horses, sheep, thousands.
which Kyrgyz people do even today
Even
also.
today.
Manas meeting with the
And
Saikal, the Kiz Saikal, and his love with her.
yes, yes.
Could you just throw some light on that?
Actually, Manas had 3 wives.
Hmm.
One was Kyrgyz,
Hmm.
one was Tajik, and one was from some Afghan family.
Okay.
And he spoke with them in their languages. Similarly, when the son
Oh,
was
so he knew many languages.
yes, and similarly, when the son was born to Manas' wife, whom he could not see, he was from the beginning taught 3 languages: Persian, Arabic, and Tajik, because she was Tajik. She herself was Tajik.
Hmm.
So there are so many things: multilingualism, deception, love for their culture, unification, fight against the enemies, organizational skills, and training, and bringing up children as brave persons. Even girls are adept at using in horse riding.
Yes.
They are taught. In one place there is something. I was trying to one person comes to Kanikei or not Chirdi, Kanikei. He wanted to express his love for. Then he tried to touch her hand, and she immediately takes out her this dagger and strikes him. See, how dare you touch me? We are still not married.
So that's the Eastern
हाँ,
culture. I
yes,
think
yes.
therefore it's very important to understand it. So Alman Beit has very important role to play in the life of, or rather, his role in the struggle and the wars which Manas fought.
Yes, actually he was leading them.
Okay.
Manas had requested him, you lead, because you know where to go, because the place we are going, which as it is mentioned here, Peking. So where we are going, we do not know the way. It is very far. There are from a hilltop. They see that there are.
So mean the terrain of the area, Alman Beit was well aware about the terrain of the area.
Yes.
Now let's talk something about the marriage of Manas and Kankei.
Acha.
That's
Tajik.
Kankei. If you can tell us something about that their meeting, their marriage.
On seeing this Kanikei, Manas felt that I should marry this girl, but she put some conditions. How brave you are. There was a fight also. They fought also, to test his skills in wielding swords, etc., horse riding. She challenged Manas, and there was a real competition between them.
So it was not love at first sight, rather it was well tested by both them.
This also tells us about the freedom of women also. it appears that the Central Asian society is very,
No, which is not true.
which is
I mean,
not.
look at the place of women
Uh,
in society
uh,
and their contribution in the evolution of society. That's very well. Sir, another point I want to bring before
yeah,
you.
in this connection,
Yeah,
I may
please,
add one.
please, please.
I am told I have not been to Kyrgyzstan, but say in India also,
I'm
i-
sure
i-
sometime we shall.
in other Central Asian countries, when there is some program like, generally women sit on one side, men sit on the other side in many functions. But in Kyrgyzstan, I am told it is not there.
No.
They all sit together. But in India, we can see in many functions we
They are
see
very
that
much secular, progressive, and democratic country.
from the
And there was an attempt by Kos Kaman to poison Manas. And this in chapter 20, I found details, and he survives that.
because he was told by just through not directly, but somebody just pointed out carefully that yes, as it happens in our folk tales also, they tried to poison him, but then what happened? It is like that. To poison him, then Manas was told just through gestures that be careful. Then he said that in our custom, it is for the guests, it is for the host first to request the guest to take first. So that way
He
took
survives that
that.
attempt. Absolutely.
So this is
I
also another element of folk tale in this.
Yeah. Sir, I found there are 70 chapters in this epic. And in the first section, which is dealing with Manas, around 40 chapters. And the second section, which deals with the Semte life, which is roughly around 21 chapters.
Yes.
And finally, the Saitik life, the chapters which deals with Saitik life is around 7 or 8 chapters. So we have come to chapter number 23 now, and I want to request you just to summarize the first section dealing with Manas' life, his struggles, how he addressed challenges and struggles in his life effectively and adequately before we move on to the second section of this epic. So if you can kindly throw some light briefly again on struggle and his attempt to keep his people unite.
As I said earlier, when Manas came to know the fate of or the misfortunes of the Kyrgyz tribes, he took a vow that he will unite them and capture back his motherland. That was the main aim of his life. And this thing was instilled in him by his father. So that, and the first part shows that he was able to achieve his aim, what he wanted to do, even though he faced many challenges and mischiefs of some of his inner persons. But he was he finally succeeded. But he died a hero's death, real hero's death, and he passed on the unfulfilled task to his to his people,
especially his chief commander Alman Bey.
Alman Beth.
Yes. So let's come to now. Sir, please, if you want to add something to section 1.
No, that's all.
Okay. Now I'm coming to the second section in this epic, which deals with Semtei, and it's a beautiful Semtei Jan. And so tell us something about the second section. How do you find it? How different Semtei life was from Manas in terms of struggle, challenges, task at hand, etc.
Uh-huh. Let us start from the birth of Semetier, because
Yes, sir.
he was born in his grandfather's house, because he was not allowed to see this. Manas was not allowed to see him, because if he had seen him, he would not have survived. So his wife ran away with his mother-in-law and the child, 3%. It took them, as I said earlier, 40 days to reach Bukhara. And first,
So
people,
Semtei was born in Bukhara,
Bukhara,
which is today's in one of the provinces of Uzbekistan,
Uzbekistan.
Bukhara city.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So he was brought up. Then he was not even told first who was his father. He came to know about this much later.
Oh.
Then his mother,
Why so? Why so?
that was just there was a sort of omen that if he comes to know, he may face more problems, or he may not live.
So a kind of belief amongst the Kyrgyz people. First, that he did not see his son, A, and B, his son was not told initially about his father. Okay.
But that feeling was there that he has to do something for his people.
And in terms of the karma bhumi or the area where Manas and his family members, the central area, it was Talas, which is
Talas.
which is in the northern part of Kyrgyz Republic today. There are 7
Yes.
provinces in Kyrgyz Republic.
Modern Kyrgyz Republic.
Yeah, modern Kyrgyz Republic. You have Bishkek, you have Isikul, you have Talash, you have Narain. And in southern part of Kyrgyz Republic, you have Osh, Jalalabad, and Bodgan. So from the today's perspective, we see Talash was the area where which is the Karmabhumi of Manas. Am I right?
Yes, yes. About Osh, may I say something?
Yeah, please.
Osh is considered as the oldest or most ancient city in this world.
I see.
We think, yes, this is what I so far as I know. It is older than Banaras even. We think that Banaras is the oldest city, but I have read in more than one place that Osh, which is in Kyrgyzstan, is one of the most oldest city of the world.
I see.
And a Russian traveler, Przhevalsky, visited there. There is a monument to Przhevalsky in Osh. And I think our Prime Minister also went there.
Yeah. At what age the Semtei he comes to Talas from Bukhara? How old he was when he came to Talash?
I think he was quite. He was maybe in his teens. That was in his teens. And then people looked at suspicion at his wife then at that time. But then she was also very strong-willed. So
I see. And I found in the epic the addresses by either by Manas or Semtei when they are addressing the Kyrgyz people, it is full of beadras.
yes, yes.
That's the way they try to mobilize them, the way they try to channelize the collective power in order to achieve the common goal. That's very fascinating. I mean, in one of the chapters, which is at page number 229, 230, where Semtei is addressing the people in Talas, मित्रों और भाइयों, बुजुर्गों और युवकों, मैं आपका धन्यवाद करता हूं और प्रसन्न भी हूं इसलिए कि आप लोगों ने इतने सालों तक लगातार धैर्य बनाए रखा और आप लोग मेरी बात मानते रहे हैं. This is very interesting.
This is the beauty of Manas. You know, it is narrated orally in Urzu, Kyrgyzstan. And they, as I said earlier, they are called manaschi. People sit and around fire, they enjoy a narration full of strong feelings and emotionally very touching. And this is just a translation. I have translated it from the Russian text, not the Kyrgyz text, I don't know. But Russian text is original because there are 2, 3 Russian versions also. This is by Mar Baijiev, who is a bilingual writer, like Chingiz Aitmatov.
Right.
Chingiz Aitmatov also, in his introduction, praised this work. It is in poem, but I am not a poet. I would have spoiled. I would have just done a bad poetic translation. Unless it is in the spirit of Veer Ras, there is no use of translating it in verse. So I preferred prose translation, and before coming here, I was reading it and I was quite enjoying it.
Yeah.
I understood my shortcomings also, but I have decided to write a longer article on the significance of Manas and what it contains. So,
Professor Pandit, tell us something about the role of Bakai, the teacher, the mentor, the guide of Manas.
as they are in many folk tales or in other sayings, there is some wise person who keeps on guiding. People approach that person like that. Or in our Ramayana, people go to some Maharshi. Similarly, Bakai has that role. Whenever they have some problem, then he encourages them. When they are in a bad mood, he encourages them and says that you do this, then you will succeed. They always encourage. Yeah?
Semte has been to and fro. He has been visiting Bukhara and also other adjoining areas. But I found from the epic that he has been coming to Bukhara and going back to Talash. What does this indicate?
Because he was born there.
So that emotional bonding
Emotional,
was there.
yes.
Oh, I see. That's very interesting. So with this, the meeting of Semtei and Aichorek, I found there is a description about it in chapter 53 of Aichorek, and his meeting, how they spend the time, and there is a pictures in this epic, which is very interesting. So
Pictures
any,
match with
any,
match with the chapters.
anything you would like to tell about the same thing in Aichurek?
Their love for each other and wanted to marry her, and gradually they get attracted to each other, and finally that marriage takes place.
And so the
And
Semte and Aichurek, they got a son called Seite.
yeah.
So let's now come to the last section in the epic, which deals with the life struggle and challenges of Seite.
Yes.
With the over to you about the last section, sir.
Let me just.
Please, sir. It's a page number 287.
There is a character in this chapter, Khan Choro, who was misleading. And he tried to capture the Khan's kingdom, but then he was not successful in that, because the people understood, and then finally Khan Choro.
There's a birth-
understood.
there is a detailed description
Uh-huh.
about the birth of Saitek in chapter 65.
60.
That's page number 297. About his coming to this world.
Yes.
And detailed description.
This
I
is
found in
this
all
is very
three
interesting.
sections, very interesting. In all three sections, I don't know. I've been a student of literature. I've studied Premchand,
Yes.
and there is two kinds of literature. One is which is full of tragedy,
Mhm.
and the second stream literature where you find lots of comedy. Correct me if I'm wrong. I characterize Manas epic where there is a lots of tragedies there. Is it correct description?
Tragedy, but it it culminates in positive,
ending.
happy ending.
Okay.
Actually, Manas, if we have this 9 ras, if you know,
Yeah.
9 ras, no? Veer ras, Hasya ras, Shringar ras, Karuna ras, Bhayanak ras, Vibhats ras. Actually, if you see
These are the ras in the Hindi literature.
Hindi literature,
And Manas epic is full of Veer ras
mainly Veer ras,
and Shingar to
Shring-
some extent.
Shringa,
Because the love between the Manas and Kenkei, or the love
Yes.
between the Semtei and his better half, there I found there's a very vivid description, and I think can be characterized that as Singaras.
Yes, that is why I am saying that it contains almost all the ras except Hasya ras, maybe Hasya ras also, but Veer ras, Bhayanak ras, Vibhas ras also.
I see. Where the deception is there.
Yeah.
Deception and how they were deceived by those who claimed to be their friends. So that's very bibhats in Hindi, we can say.
Yes.
Right. So, and chapter 66 deals with the childhood of Saitek, that how he grew up.
And he was told about his father and grandfather and the tasks which he has to continue what his father and grandfather
In fact,
undertook.
chapter 69, sir, talks about arrival of Saitek to Talash. And it's a vivid description
Yes.
that despite the difficulties on the terrain, the trajectory, but he reaches to Talash and continues the good work. So with this, we come to an end of detailed, study, sharing our thoughts about the Kyrgyz epic Manas, and I found this epic is a very good reading, and it tells a lot about the Kyrgyz history, society, culture, civilization, human values, and it is relevant very much today. And I am sure that this translation in the Hindi language would be a step forward in enhancing ties between India and Kyrgyz Republic. I look forward more engaging discussion with Kyrgyz scholar in time to come. Thank you very much, sir. And I express my gratitude to you
Thank you very much.
for making it today. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.